Hello and welcome to this session on simple linear regression. In this session, we are going to practice a case study. So we'll be working on a practical example and we'll see how do we implement simple linear regression using Python. So now for doing this, we'll be practicing two ways for solving simple linear regression. So first we will see how do we solve this simple linear regression by using this ordinary method that is called as ordinary least mean square method, which is nothing but using the equations, that is the linear regression equation which we have seen. So using that regression equation, we will try to solve a particular problem and we'll do it in Python. So first we'll see how to do this in the ordinary way, that is by using the equations. We'll write all the equations from step by step, everything from scratch in Python. Then we will see how do we solve a linear regression problem using some ready-made package. Like there is a package called as scikit-learn, which stands for scientific kit in machine learning. So scikit-learn is nothing but it's a machine learning package in Python which we can use to solve this regression model. So first we will do it in a ordinary way, that is from scratch end to end. Then we will see how to implement that in machine learning package, that is scikit-learn package. So now for doing this, here we will be taking one example. Uh, here basically we are going to work on something called as head brain. Okay, there is a data set called as head brain. This is a very famous data set, and we are going to use this data set, that is head brain. So here we are going to implement, here basically we are going to implement the ordinary least mean square method. So first we will implement ordinary least mean square method, then after that we will see how to solve it using the machine learning package. So ordinary least mean square method to predict the brain weights from head size. So there is a data set in which like we have one independent variable and one dependent variable. So within this data set we'll be having one independent variable and one dependent. So as we are going to do simple linear regression, so simple linear regression says that we should have single independent variable, like it is univariate. And here within our data set we have two columns, one is brain weight, the other one is head size. So head size is given in centimeter cube and brain weight is given in grams. And here we have to find out the weight of brain based on head size. Suppose we have to find out the weight of brain of someone. So we cannot find out the weight of brain simply we cannot weigh the brain weight. So that's why like we'll be looking at the relationship between head size and brain weight. By knowing the head size of an individual, can we predict the weight of brain? So that's why like we have to analyze and study head size and brain weight. So we have some data which is some medical records which we already have, and there are almost 237 records in that. So we'll use that record and we will create a model which model can predict the weight of brain by understanding the relationship between head size and brain weight. So here we are going to implement the ordinary least mean square method, that is nothing but the ordinary way of finding out the brain weight from head size, and also we will measure the accuracy. So also we are going to measure the accuracy behind the model. So here we are going to be using data set containing head size and brain weight of different people. So here for doing this, like first, like this is nothing but head brain. I'll just name it as head brain case study. Or this is just a simple way. This is just we have to just find out how to implement regression in Python. So that's why like first we will do it in scratch. In real time, like whenever you work on real time problems, you don't have to do it in scratch. But we are going to implement it in scratch so that we understand the complete working of linear regression. Then we will see how to implement this using Python ready-made package, that is scikit-learn package. So first we have to import the required packages. So I'll just write it down here, importing the required packages. So the required packages would be like NumPy, which is the basic package. We'll import it as NP. We'll import pandas. We'll be using matplotlib here. We will also set some settings for matplotlib. So PLT is nothing but matplotlib. RC params. RC params is nothing but some configuration parameter we can set here. Like figure size, usually matplotlib figures are very small in size. So we'll just increase the figure size by using this attribute figure.fig size equals, we'll just give a figure size here that is 20.0 comma 10.0. So width and height I have just mentioned for the figures. Like whatever figures we are going to plot, it will be bigger in size with 20 and 10. 20 is the width and 10 is the height. So now here first we have imported the basic packages which we need, and after that we'll be reading the data set. So here our data set is there in this one. So that data will be converting to data frame. So we'll be using pd.read CSV. The data set is in Excel format, so it is there in datasets folder, and here we will be reading this head brain.csv file. So this is our file, and here first we'll be looking at the shape of the data. So I'll just see the shape of the data, that is print data.shape, and then we can look at the data set, how like what all values are there. So data.head, top 5 values it will show us. So here once I run this, we can see the shape of the data is 237,4, that is 237 rows and 4 columns. So we have 237 records here with 4 columns. Now if you look at this data, we have all these things, that is gender, age range, head size in centimeter cube, and brain weight. Now here gender and age range are all having same values, like it's just having values as 1. So it is just a constant parameter. So we are not going to consider gender and age range here. We are just going to take these 2 columns, that is head size in centimeter cube and brain weight in grams. These are the 2 attributes which we have. So here head size is nothing but that is our x value, independent variable, and brain weight is our target, that is dependent variable. So we have to find out how head size is going to cause or affect the brain weight of an individual. So that's why like we have to find out the head size and brain weight relationship. So basically here we have to predict the brain weight on head size. So for that, like first we'll see if there is a linear correlationship within the data or not. So first thing to see here is there is a linear correlation or not, because as we are going to implement linear regression, the correlation among the data should also be linear. So first we will look it in a graph, then we can find out the correlation coefficient. So here I'll just say check the correlation between x and y, that is independent and dependent variables. So here to do that, we can just use plt.scatter, and we'll just pass the data, that is I'll say data of x is nothing but head size in centimeter cube. So we'll just copy the column name, and the other data is the brain weight in grams. So we'll just copy this. So after this we'll just plot the graph. It says there is some error, head size centimeter cube comma data of brain weight in grams. Okay, so there has to be these codes. So now once we do that, we can see here like head size and brain weight, it looks like very much linear. So we see like when head size is increasing, brain weight is also increasing. So we see a linear relationship among them. So here x-axis is head size and y-axis is brain weight, and we see that they have some sort of linear relation. So I'll just label it here, that is plt dot x label is head size and plt dot y label is brain weight. Now here we see that they have a linear relationship, head size and brain weight. So now to see how much linearity is there, we can also check the correlation coefficient to find out the correlation coefficient. That is, we can use here np dot corr coef function, and we'll pass the complete data. That is, I'll just pass this data, x and y values. And here I'll say 0, 1. So now here we can see that there is 0.799% linear relationship is there. So the data is linearly related at 79%. So almost 80% linear relationship is there. So there is a strong linear relationship which is there. So strong correlation which is positively linear. So that's what we can see here. So now we can use here linear regression for this kind of data set. Now here first thing is we will analyze little bit more within the data. So now we know that linear regression is possible here. As we see, there is a linear relationship among the data. Now the next thing is like here, suppose I want to see like how the data is distributed. That is our x is distributed. So here x value is nothing but our head size here. So we'll say here data of head size, how it is distributed. So plt.hist we can use to see that. And we can see here the head size ranges from 2750 to somewhere from 4750. So this is the range. And we see most of the head size somewhere around 3500. That is the most of the head size is around this. And to find out more details about this, we can also describe this data to get more details. So I'll just use this describe method in pandas to get a little bit more detail, like what is the total count, what is the average. Average is 3633 here, and the standard deviation is 365. Minimum value is 2720. That is the minimum minimum head size what we see here, and the 50th percentile median is 3614. So here mean and median, if we see, mean is a little bit higher, so that means data is positively skewed. And here also the other things are like it's very near, so we see that almost there is a little bit of normal distribution kind of thing is there, and maximum head size is 4747 here. Now if you want to see like outliers, if there is any outliers within the data, we can also plot a box plot. So here we can do data dot box plot, and we can pass the column. So I'll just say column is nothing but within the data we are going to take this head size which is in centimeter cube. So here we can see within the box plot also we can see that there is one outlier here, that is 4750. So a very unique observation, that is 4750, a data which is very far from the data set. So somebody's head size is 4750, which is very different from the other head size. So maximum value is 4500 and the minimum is 2750 or 2720, what we saw earlier. 2720 is the minimum, and this is the IQR range. So we can see the IQR here falling from within 3000 to 4000. We have the IQR range, that is 3250 to somewhere around 4000. We have an IQR range. So that is the interquartile range. So that's what we got some information about the data. Now what we will do, we will use regression equation and we will find a line. So now we have this data set in which we see linear relationship is there. So we have to find a best fit line here using this line equation or the regression equation. So to do that, first I'll take here x and y values. I'll say x is nothing but that is our data of head size centimeter cube, and I'll take it as values, so it will be an array. And y values here, I'll just say x as capital, y is small. So here I'll say y values are nothing but y is again data of here we'll take this one, that is brain weight, and brain weight in grams. So if you look at the data, we can see the column is nothing but brain weight in grams. So I'll just copy this so that we don't make mistake while writing this. Dot value. So we have now x and y values. So now here we have just populated x and y data to x and y variable. Now first thing is like we'll be finding out intercept and slope. Now we know the regression equation. So we know that regression equation is given by this formula y equal to b naught plus b1 into x. So here first we have to find out slope, then we can find out the intercept. So for doing that, first we'll be finding out the mean of x and y. So we'll say mean of x is nothing but it is np dot mean of x values, and similarly we have to find out mean of y values, which will be np dot mean of y values. So once we find out the mean of x and y, we also have to take the total number of values so that we can do summation of the formula. Like in formula we have summation of x minus x mean into y minus y mean divided by x minus x mean whole square. That is the equation for this one, that is slope. So here first we'll take n is nothing but length of x or y we can take. So here I'll say length of x is nothing but that is our n, that is total number of records. So this is total number of records. So now here after that we'll be using the equation to find out both the things, that is slope and intercept. So for finding out slope, I'll say numerator and denominator. So I'll take both the parts. So numerator by default is 0, denominator is also 0, like that. And here for I in range of our n values, so total number of records, so we have to run it in summation numerator plus equals. So here numerator plus equals is nothing but we'll be adding up the values to the existing one. So here I'll say x of I, so each of the value of I minus mean of x. So as per the formula, x minus x mean whole square, so we'll just x minus x mean into y minus y mean is the formula for the numerator. So it will be y I minus y, so y is small here, so I'll say yi minus y under mean of y. So y minus y mean, x minus x mean and y minus y mean. And here denominator would be denom plus equals x minus x mean whole square, so I'll say x of I minus mean of x whole square. Then once we get this, the b naught value will be b1 values, that is b1 slope value will be numerator by denominator, so I'll say numerator by denominator, that will be our slope. So once we get the slope, so this will be slope, and once we find out the slope, we can find out the y-intercept, and y-intercept will be b naught, which is given by mean of y minus b1 into mean of x. So I'll say mean of y into minus b1 into mean of x. So this is how we can find out the intercept, that is the y-intercept. And once we do that, we'll just print our b naught. So I'll say here print slope colon. So slope would be this one, that is b1, and intercept. Intercept colon b naught, that would be our intercept. So once we run this, here we are getting a slope as 0.2634 and intercept as 325.57. So this is what we got here, that is b naught and b1. So I'll just say here b naught value, that is slope, sorry, b1 value, that is slope, and b naught value, that is intercept. So we found from the from this one b naught and b1 values. So now next is next here is like we'll be finding out the line. So we'll just plot the line. So now we have B0 and B1, so we can find the best fit line. So this is our best fit line actually. To see it in graphical representation, we'll say y pred. So now we have to find out the predicted values for y. So y pred would be B0 plus B1 into all the x values. So this will give us the y predicted value. So we can find the line by using this. So here I will say plt dot plot. So for getting the line, we'll say plt dot plot, and we'll pass here x values and y pred values for the same. Plt dot plot. Okay, plt dot plot is for line, and this one will just give a color to it. So I'll say color equals red in color. We'll just give a color here. Line will have red color line, and label, we can also label the line saying label is regression line. It will be a regression line, or we can call it as best fit line also. Then here plt dot scatter, next one is scatter plot. So plt dot scatter, and we'll pass the values here, that is x and y values. So that is the simple x and y values here. So x values as usual, and y is the observed y values. And then here I'll give some color. We can just write color color, or we can also write like this, C equals, we can also write in this fashion. I'll just give some space here. So C equals, we can give it as green in color or blue in color. Green is fine. Next here we'll give label for this. These are nothing but, these are all, this is a scatter plot. So I'll just say this is a scatter plot. And then plt dot x label, which is nothing but data of head size. So I'll just say head size here. So I'll say head size in centimeter cube, and y label is brain weight in grams. And we have to use legend, as we are giving label, we have to use legend. Then plt dot show to plot the graph. Now this is our graph. So already we have seen the scatter plot. Earlier we did a scatter plot. This is what we were getting. So now also we see the scatter plot, and within this we see this red line, which is nothing but the best fit line or the regression line. So this is our predicted value. So all the predicted values falls on this line, and these green ones are our observed values. So green ones are observed value, and this line is our predicted values. So, or the predicted line. So now this is what we have got. Now here next thing is what we can do. So we have found out our B0, B1, all these things. Now suppose here like I want to just see the errors. So we have a lot of errors. We might have a lot of errors here. We see that there is a lot of gaps. Okay, but we have found a line which is exactly going through the center of the data, center of the relationship of x and y. So to calculate the errors, we can calculate here mean square error, that is the cost function. So I'll just calculate here. Calculating root mean square error. I'll just calculate root of mean square error. So to compute this, we already know that mean squared error value is given as 1 by n of y minus y pred whole square. That is, the error values is y minus y pred residuals square of that, summation of that. So summation 1 by n of summation of y minus y pred whole square. That is the formula. So for doing that, here I'll just write it in Python for I in range. So as it is going to be running in loop, so we'll say range of n. So n is total number of records, and y pred values here we have to take. So y pred values for each of the I values will be B0 plus B0 plus B1 into x of I, and our MSC values would be yi minus y pred. So observed value minus the predicted values whole square, and divided by n. So we have to also divide it by n. So it will be like, I'll just divide the total by n. So I'll take it as RMSC uh, root mean square error equals root mean square error would be np dot sqrt, that is square root of MSC divided by n. So whatever MSC values we are getting, we just have to divide it by n. So that would be here, or I can just write it like this, it would be much better. So MSC is MSC divided by n, so whatever values we are getting divided by n, and here root mean square error would be RMSC, would be np dot square root of MSC. So this one is root mean square error, and this one is mean square error. So we have root mean square error and mean square error both. Now once we get that, we'll just print out the mean squared error. So I'll just print here root mean squared error, that is RMSC. So here we are getting an RMSC of 72.12. So this is what we are getting here, 72.12 is our RMSC, root mean square error value. Now the next one is we'll be finding out the coefficient of determination, that is nothing but R square score, to measure the accuracy behind the model. So we can just find out R square score here, which will be nothing but, here we can say, the accuracy behind the model. And for that we will take sum of square of regressor by sum of square of residual by sum of square of total. So here I will take sum of square of residuals SSR by SST. So I'll just write it like this, SSR by SST. SST is also by default, I'll take it as 0. So here for I in range of n values, total number of records, again as we are doing summation, y pred values would be y b naught plus b1 into x of I values, and sum of square of regressor plus equals would be yi. So whatever y values are there, each of the y values minus of y predicted values. So minus of y predicted values. So sum of square of residuals will be y minus y pred, that is observed minus predicted, whole square, and sum of square of total would be y minus y mean whole square. So y mean already we have taken earlier, so we'll take here y mean already we have populated here, mean of y. So that mean of y variable here I am taking, that is sum of square of total. Now here once we get that, we can find out the R square, which is given by 1 minus sum of square of residual by sum of square of total. So I'll say 1 minus SSR divided by SST. So once we do this, here basically we'll be getting the R square, so we'll just print it out saying R square value. So here we are getting R square as 639, so almost 64% accuracy is there, or our data points are 64% nearer to the predicted line or the best fit line. So that's what we can say here. So this is how we can do regression from scratch. So we use the formulas and we did the regression. Now suppose I want to predict a new values. Suppose we'll see the new prediction. So how to do new prediction here? So for doing a new prediction, that is predict brain weight based on head size. Now suppose we have to predict the weight of brain for an individual based on the head size. Suppose head size is given, that is like new x value is given. So I'll say new x value is given as suppose we'll say 3700 centimeter cube, and what will be the weight of brain here? So the predicted y values will be, so that is new y pred, I'll just write it as new y pred. So the predicted y value for this will be b naught plus b1, whatever we have got, into x. So here we will pass the new x value. So this will be our new y predicted value. So here I'll just print it off. So we are getting the brain weight as 1300 grams. So if the head size is 3700, brain weight will be 1300 grams. So like that we can use this particular equation and we can get the prediction for any new data which comes in, and the accuracy behind that will be somewhere near to 64%. So that is the accuracy behind the complete model. So this is how we can implement simple linear regression using OLS method. This method is called as OLS method or ordinary least mean square method. Now we will see how to implement this same thing using scikit-learn package. So in machine learning there is a package called as scikit-learn, like that is Python machine learning package. So we'll see how to implement this using scikit-learn machine learning package. So we'll see the implementation using scikit-learn machine learning package. So now to do this, like we'll be using this scikit-learn. So for that, first we have to import. So I'll just say from sklearn, that is scikit-learn dot linear model. So there is something called as linear model, in which all these linear regression and other linear models are there. We'll say import linear regression. So there is a class within this model, that is linear regression. So we can use this for working around with linear regression. And to compute the mean square error, like within the linear model, linear regression, they don't have mean square. Anyways, like first we'll compute this, so linear regression. So now to do that, I will take some x values here. X value is the same x value, but we have to reshape here. We have to reshape the data. And why do we have to reshape? The reason is in scikit-learn package, like always x value will be in two-dimensional format. It should be in 2D format. So for that we are saying, okay, number of record whatever is there, comma 1. So here we are passing it as a tuple within this reshape. So we are just changing it to a 2D format. So two brackets we are passing, and here we are just changing it to a 2D format. So we are just reshaping the data to 2D format. Here if we see the data, okay, there will be a lot of records. So we can see here, like I'll say 0:5, so just 5 records. Okay, anyways, here we can see anyways all the data. So we can see the data is in 2D format now, like two brackets are there and all the data are individually recorded. So this is in 2D format. Now we have the x values, and here to create the model, we'll say model equals linear regression. So linear regression is a class. So we are using this linear regression. So this is creating the model object or initialization of the algorithm. The next is what we can do is we can do model.fit. So model.fit is for fitting the data to the model. Similarly, model.predict is to find out the predicted value. So here I will say model.fit. So here in model.fit we have to pass x and y values. So what model.fit will do? This is called as training phase. So in this it will try to find out B0 and B1. So it will use that equation and it will solve the linear regression in fit. So whenever we use fit in machine learning scikit-learn package, it will try to train, or it will find out the required function to map our x and y. So as already we know that in supervised learning we are mapping x and y. So here it will find out that function values to map our x and y. And here once we find out that, so this will fit our model. And now to predict or to get the prediction, like we can say ypred values. Okay, so I'll say ypred LR, that is linear regression. That will be model.predict. So model.predict is to predict the values for the given x value. So this will give us the predictions. So ypred we will get here. So here once I run this, here I will have all the predicted values in ypred LR. So if I look at ypred LR, so I'll just look at 0:5 top 5 records. So we can see here that these are all predicted value for first records. Similarly, model.score is there to check the R square value. So this is nothing but R square value. We just have to pass x and y and it will give us the R square value here. So to compute the R square score, it is just model.score. To get the predicted value, model.predict. To compute the score, model.score. So it's very simple. So fit for training, predict method for predicting the values, and score method for checking the R square value, that is the score value. So here if we look at the data, it is coming as R square value is 0.639, exactly same to the what like the formula which we used earlier, like we did it by using the equations and we get the same result. So there is no difference. The only thing is in scikit-learn we don't have to write so much of code. So we don't have to write like b0, b1, all those code to find out the intercept and slope. We can directly use fit method and it will find out everything here. And then predict is just to predict the values, we can just use predict, and to check the score we can just use this score method to do that. Similarly, suppose we want to predict for a new value, so I want to predict for that same 3700 head size, so I'll just use model.predict, give me a prediction for this x value. So x value has to be passed in two-dimensional format, so we can pass it in two brackets. So suppose this is the head size, I have to predict the brain weight, so this will just predict, new predictions can be done like this. So it's very simple here. It's very much simple here when it comes to machine learning. We can directly use this ready-made machine learning package to do all these things. Now to compute the RMSE, suppose here we want to compute the RMSE, we can also compute the RMSE in this case, that is root mean square error. So we have to use scikit-learn only. In scikit-learn there is a module that is called as metrics. To compute all these things there is a different module, metrics module is there. So import mean squared error. So this module is used to metrics module is used to find out the mean squared error, and here to compute that I'll say MSE equals so this is, I'll write it down here, computing mean squared error. So we will be computing here root mean squared error. So MSE we can just find it out here by using this mean squared error. So mean squared error of y and y predicted. So we have y and observed y value and predicted y value. So mean squared error is always found between observed y value and predicted y value. So we are passing that, and RMSE would be np dot sqrt of MSE. So whatever MSE is there, sqrt of that would be RMSE. So we can check the RMSE and print it here. Just a second, some errors are there. Okay, here actually it is ypred LR, so I have to pass this ypred LR. So here we can see that the values are coming as RMSE value is 72.12, which is exactly same to the one which we did earlier. So we used the equation to find out RMSE and we got 72.12, and here also using scikit-learn package we are getting the same thing. So here this is how we can also use scikit-learn machine learning package to solve a linear regression. So first we saw how to solve linear regression using the OLS method, that is just step-by-step approach by using the equation to solve it, and then by using a ready-made package, that is scikit-learn machine learning package, to solve this regression. So this is all about simple linear regression or univariate linear regression. Okay, so we'll keep it till this for this session. Thank you.